Throughout the Old Testament, there are many references to a specific day, a day when the Lord, the mighty God, would come to earth and pass judgment on humanity. The Old Testament writers describe this as a day of destruction for wicked people, a moment when all the enemies of God would have to give an account for the wrong they had done. It would be a day of vengeance. You'd be forgiven for wanting to shy away from this idea. In fact, when Jesus stands in the temple and reads Isaiah 61, he stops right before this line. Could it be that not even Jesus liked the idea of bringing vengeance on his own creation? One reason for this was the political weight the verse carried. Some of Jesus' own disciples were hoping for a war, a chance to overthrow the Romans. The shedding of blood was the goal. Perhaps the word vengeance doesn't do the scripture justice in our translations. The Hebrew is more nuanced and carries tones of wrongs being made right and justice being established. When we begin to take this perspective, we start to see Jesus on the cross. The shedding of blood some of his disciples sought after coming from their own leader. The deliverance of justice being twisted and misplaced on an innocent man. The overthrowing of power as the governing authorities disempowered the King of Kings. Somehow we're left with a God who died. The day of vengeance had failed. When Isaiah talked of vengeance, he spoke in relation to kings and nations, not individuals, who had abused their power and rule through acts of dominance and aggression. Perhaps there is comfort and hope in the knowledge that Jesus has now risen and conquered every authority and power. He stands head over everything, and one day rulers who've sat in the place of God will have to acknowledge Jesus as King, and every wrong will be made right, and justice will come. So, this Lent, what would it look like for you to engage with justice? Maybe from a global ethical scale or something local in your community. How could the kingdom of Jesus come alive to you in this time?